Abdul, Corey. Nice to meet you. Ahmed. Real pleasure. Pleasure to meet you as well. Hello, sir. How are you? Corey. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Hello, how are you? Zamzam? Corey. Nice to meet you, Zamzam. Hi, how are you?
Good. Kelvin, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Hi, I'm Sam.
Sam, Corey. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Hello, everybody.
Yes, hello.
How are you, Corey? Corey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. Pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, sir.
You guys aren't eating. These guys have some
You came late.
That was my pleasure. My pleasure. How are you?
Good.
Tim Corey. Well, nice to meet you, sir. Nice to meet you. Hey, how are you? Good. Mohammed Corey. Nice to meet you. Well, how are you?
Good morning.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Samson, I'm single. Oh, yeah, I go by Sam. Nice to meet you. So how many of these? There are a lot. But not many of them. For Samson. All right. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Private communities, whereas just the actual Somali to directly to Dalmar TV.
Yes.
And I'll be changed to translating as well.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. My name is Ishmael Mohammed. Thank you so much for being here. I do want to introduce Senator Sherrod Brown's team. We have Taylor. Put your hands up. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Good. Sounds good. Okay. Thank you so much for coming out. I know it's a cold Friday morning, so I can imagine there's a lot of places that you could have been. But thank you so much for coming out. It's not every day we get to have a sitting senator coming to the Somali community. It's definitely not every day. So we're really honored to have him. We thank him so much for coming out to vote, to also get involved. And right after this, actually, we're hoping to get everyone together so we can directly head to the polls and actually vote.
Oh, wow.
So hopefully, before the event concludes, we can meet outside or in here, get together, and hopefully drive to the polls and actually vote. So it's, we're pretty excited. So just voting started, just a couple of kind of house cleaning stuff. Voting did start this past Wednesday. It's going to be going on until November 6th. That's election day. It's going to be at the Board of Election on Morse Road. And I'll hopefully say a couple words in Somali as well for the non-English speaking audience members. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Aad iyo aad baan idinku mahad celinayaa. Qof kasta oo qayb kasoo noqday kulankan. Saa ula socotiin codayntii way bilaabatay. Arbacadii la soo dhaafay bay bilaabatay codayntu marka way soconaysaa ilaa bisha 11aad lixdeeda. Marka waxaan ku codsanaynaa qofkii codaynin inuu soo codeeyo. Waxaan rajaynaynaa insha Allah dadka markii xafladan dhamaato inaan is wada raacno oo meesha codka aadno, meesha codka wada taqaaniin kulligiinba. Waa mid meesha ku taala Morse ay wada codayseen insha Allah baan rajaynayaa. meeshaas waaye marka insha Allah qof kasta waxaan ku codsanaynaa markii saa u dhamaata xafladda inaas wada raacno codayno ka soo qayb galno insha Allah doorashadan waa dareennay muhiimka ay leedahay doorashada 2016 electionkii waan dareennay haddii aan nagu codaynin aan soo bixin dhibaatooyinka la kulano marka aad baa ugu faraxsanahay sanadka inuu noo yimaaday Cory Booker New Jersey ka socda waa xildhibaan aqalka sare fadhiya gobolka New Jersey مثلا oo xildhibaan u fadhiya Congress marka aad baa ugu faraxsan inuu ka soo qayb galay kulankan waxa loogu talagalay dadka in la baraarujiyo inay soo baxaan qayb ka noqdaan codeeyaana marka aad iyo aad baan ku mahadcelinayaa fadlan igula soo dhaweeya Senator Cory Booker.
First of all, Mr. Mohammed, I'm grateful for that introduction. Your eloquence in Somali was phenomenal. I didn't understand what you said about me. You could have said I'm the ugliest senator. You could have said I am the baldest senator. But I am grateful nonetheless in the way that the energy with which you greeted me. I am so excited to be in Ohio. I am from New Jersey, but I love this state. But more importantly, I love this nation, and I love this nation because we are a nation of immigrants. And it's not only really Native Americans are the only ones that don't come from across the planet. When I trace my DNA leads back a significant part of it to Africa, to Sierra Leone, and to another Western African country. And I'm just grateful for that. I'm the fourth person of African descent ever to be elected, popularly elected to the United States Senate. And I'm very proud of our diverse traditions in this country and how the Senate itself is becoming more diverse. But I'm very also proud to serve with a man from Ohio who just has this tremendous love of everyone. I believe that patriotism is love of country, and you can't love your country unless you love all your countrymen and women. You can't degrade and demean certain groups of Americans and consider yourself a patriot. The reality is, if you love this nation, you should love every one of our people. Our founders even wrote that into our Declaration of Independence, that this nation, our people, have to love each other, or they say it in a different way. They say we must mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. And so Sherrod Brown is one of those guys that lives such patriotism. I have this saying, and by the way, should I stop at any point?
No, please keep going. It's all in here, so I'll definitely...
You're going to recite my whole speech.
I will.
That's very impressive. I have this saying that says, someone who is nice to you but not nice to the waiter is not a nice person. And I like to watch how my colleagues treat the people that work in the cafeteria or the people that clean the bathrooms. And I have to say, of all the people in the Senate, nobody is more kind and more decent than Sherrod Brown. But more than that, Sherrod Brown is one of those guys that sticks up for the people that other folks ignore or look down on or disregard. In fact, he and I joined together when our cafeteria workers in the Senate were getting jerked around by the contractor who wasn't paying them what they deserved. And we were able to successfully fight to get them back pay and pay raises. And really, that's the kind of leader Sherrod Brown is. Here he's responsible to represent the state of Ohio, but he knows he goes to work every day and that he cannot work in an institution that's not doing right by the people that are often marginalized. And should I stop there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Finally. Woo! Woo! Okay, now I want to see this.
Yeah, okay.
Hold on, I got to film this.
Okay. No pressure.
This is not pressure at all, man. No pressure at all.
marka aad iyo aad baan idinku mahadcelinayaa xildhibaanka waxyaalo badan buu taabtay markaan soo koobaya insha Allah inta awoodeyda I'll just wait until you hopefully get set.
Okay, go ahead. I'm set.
marka aad iyo aad baan idinku mahadcelinayaa waxaan rabaa wax yarna ku laabtay xildhibaanka waxyaalo badan buu taabtay inaan ku celceliyo wuxuu ka taabtay wadankan horta kulligaan boqoxoti baan nahay waa inaan fahanno dad badan baa fahansaneen laakiin wadankan qof kasta degan oo ka ahayn Native American-ka waa qoxoti qof wadankan soo galay qof European ka yimaado inta wadamo kale ka soo galay kulligaan boqoxoti baan nahay annaguna qoxoti baan nahay waa la kala cusub yahay waqtiga lagu kala yimaaday laakiin kulligaan boqoxoti aan nahay qodobkaas buu aad u taabtay taasna waxay ku tusaysaa wadankan laga amadaha wadankan alaas kale waa wadankan marka qayb ka noqdo codaynta iyo ololeynta siyaasadda wuxuu ka taabtay haddana Sherrod Brown waa la socotay kulligaanba waan u codaysan baan rajaynayaa waqti dheer buu gobolkan xilka hayaa waana ninka la shaqeeya haddana oo one second.
No, keep translating.
marka waxaan rajaynayaa marka dadku insha Allah Sherrod Brown in loo codeeyo loo soo baxo sababta ay ku tahay Sherrod Brown waa anaga xildhibaankeena matala anaga gobolka Ohio marka fadlan asaga ha loo codeeyo yiri wixii wax badan baa isla qabanay wax badan baa isla ololeynay I was going to do a pose real quick, but marka wax badan baa isla qabanay buu yiri xildhibaankeena waa uu nala shaqeeyay uu nala taagan yahay marka fadlan wuxuu yiri soo baxa ha loo codeeyo wuxuu ka taabtay asaga xitaa markuu isku laabtay asaga xitaa jinsiyadu asaga xitaa ka socdo ana xitaa isku dhex jir baa dad badan baa kala socdaa kala duwan jinsiyadeeda wuxuu yiri waxaan ahay dadka marka wuxuu yiri waxaan ahay laba xildhibaan bas baa fariista xildhibaanada aqalka soo dhan baa laba bas baa ka fariista asaga iyo wiil filin kala waa madow qof kale madow kuma jiro oo macdnimanka hadii la fiiriyo yani marka waxay ku tusaysaa marka wali siyaasadii xitaa in anaga u bislaan oo wadanka xitaa dadka ay ku adagtahay si u galaan laakiin waxaas dhan wax bedeli kara anaga inaan soo baxno codayno qayb ka noqon codaynta marka laan ku celinayaa marka xafladda dhamaato waxaan rajaynayaa inaan banaanka u baxno oo insha Allah isku wada raacno meesha codka ka dhacay insha Allah aad baa maasantiin
So I got the inshallah. I know that. Inshallah, one day I will learn to speak the language as well as you. Inshallah, we will re-elect Sherrod Brown.
Inshallah, we want Richard Cordray for governor.
Yeah, yes, inshallah, Richard Cordray for governor. Inshallah, we will have a new president in 2020. All right, so I just want to finish by saying this. It is so important that all of us understand that, I'm sorry.
He's actually supposed to shake your hand. Big fan here, big fan here, big fan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You too. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's my first hug in Ohio. So I just want to say it's really important for all of us to understand that this nation and our blessings don't come by accident. It didn't just happen. A lot of people had to struggle to make it happen. And the struggles of this country, whether it's the civil rights movement or the suffrage movement, came not from Washington, but came from Americans who took responsibility and made the change happen. In fact, for a lot of our great changes, Washington resisted them. And it was the activism of people in the communities from all backgrounds, white and black, native-born and immigrant, who joined together to fight for change. And so in this moment in American history, this moral moment, where we have challenges that are really frustrating to many of us, we have even a president that refers to countries from the continent from Africa with vulgarity. This is a moral moment in our country, and the way to respond to it is with activism and engagement and involvement. And so my request to everybody here is not just that we go to the polls now and vote. That's good, but that's not enough. We need to wake up our communities. We need to engage our communities. We need to make sure that everybody has a voice. And in this country, in a democracy, as you all know, your vote is your voice. Your vote is the most important act of citizenship, at least the fundamental part of our citizenship in this country, is to use our vote, is to speak up, is to not be silent. Because the opposite of justice is not injustice. The opposite of justice is apathy, indifference, and inaction.
Okay.
All right.
marka qodobo badan buu taabtay qodobka ugu muhiimsan waxa way uu ku celceliyay marar badan waliba uu muhiim anagana inaan fahanno waxa way wadankan xuquuqiyaashan aan haysano boqolaal sano baa loo soo halgamayay halganna ma ahayn dawladda ay taageersanay dawladdu way la dagaalantay dawladda hadda anagu aan u codeyno qayb badan baa la dagaalamay xuquuqda hadii la fiiriyo dadka madowga ah xuquuqda hadii la siiyo dumarka ma codeyn jirin waagi hore codkii waa loo dagaalamay xuquuqda madowga xuquuqda dadka Asianka dadkaas oo dhan ba xuquuqda ay haystaan hadda halgan baa u soo galay iyo dagaalkaasna waxa keenay waa dadka bulshada kamid ah oo kacay u halgan u dagaalamay u dhintay baa qayb ka ahaa markaas waa inaad dareen horta inaad codeyntaan xitaa dagaal baa loo soo galay dagaal baa ka dhacay wadankan iyo buuq sida qofka madowga ma u codeyn karin gabadha ma codeyn karin marka waxa way halganka la soo maray qofku inuu dareemo marka codeynayso marka ogow dad baa u dhintay codkaaga inay heshay ها قضب مهم نفهم واي وإن أصلا هدنا فهمنا إن أنه حلبنا نجس عن قف كسر نجم ده إنه الدجالم وهالجمو وكميونيتي سجن تجارو عذين وجيرو إن عذيان إن فهم سين السياسة ده وحكي الصعداء إن فهم السياسة نعكس السامين بينقول لنا وادريني كل يوم بهدى سنة كيلو سؤال غلط سنة كهور لما كوني لحية تمكي ترشدني وادريني باحد عن أقبنا إن أن عذينه وادريني بدل بع عذينين وما كدم لكش الله يتميع مركو وإن عذرينه حدر وإن كحنه عد بس الموفلنا وإن أقول يجرعنا وإنا تلفنا وعنا وإنا فهمني جاني ذلك أنا قاني قويس كنا ويرنا إني صباحنا لقما مارمان واي هدا مركا وحن رجيني أحدنا وحن هيسنا سامبل بالانس بالحياة مركا كواسنا هلا قاتل فضلا عدكم إيش اللوجي إن شاء الله أدلو ما سنتين.
That was it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, summarize it.
All right, that's good. And so I just want to make sure again that all of us get out there and support Sherrod Brown. We need to make sure that we not only have him back, but we have important checks and balances on the president, that we retake the Senate and make sure that we can have a voice in Washington that fights for Ohioans, all Ohioans, not just some, but all Ohioans. So thank you very much.
marka aad baa idinku mahadcelinaya muhiimka waxa in la soo baxo hal la codeeyo isbedelada waan u jeednaa waxa loo codeeyay Sherrod Brown waa ninka u taagan xildhibaanka gobolka anaga Ohio mas'ala dimuqraadiga dad badan baa u tartamaya Richard Cordray wuxuu tartamaya gudoomiyaha gobolka Stephen Dalmar wuxuu tartamaya Attorney General tartamaya xil ilaaliyaha gobolka Kathleen Clyde waxay tartamaysaa xuquuqda Secretary of State u tartamaysaa dagaalamaysaa dad badan baa jira soo koobi karin oo gobolkan dhan baa down the ballot kulli waa inay wada codaysiin oo usoo wada baxsiin insha allah
Inshallah.
marka odaya soo
Is
baxana
thank you, shukran?
that's in Arabic technically but it could pass
Okay, no, what's, tell me how to, you gotta say
Mahat Senate
Mahad
Senate.
Senate. I serve in the Senate. So, Mahad Senate.
And I do want to give, this is my uncle, he's a great fella, so he wants to say a couple words. A big fan of Senator Booker, so hopefully.
Senator,
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I'm late and I apologize. I was supposed to be here early. هلا هذا وصلت هاي early ما ده ميل كلام وشر ما ده ومشوا يستقلنا خطبة درا. إسماعيل you can translate no problem.
Okay, perfect.
I can translate but let him translate.
Okay.
Three things صدح الريموت بنشو يستقل. ما مسنا هاي إن قبضة عن شقين ولبا الموض هاي ستا أو عن اللغة أقون إن الديكر عروت اللوجية ما مسنا إلا تشوشيا على الربا ما مسنا هاي قضياش عن شقين أو ولا حنوسن أو ولا إسبتالك إفسي سعودة كسوس على إن داود ولا هلان يوم بحين كرينين وحي لسيان أو تشيك قضياك أو إنتو لاجي إلهي أقرأين هلان ما مسنا إلا تشوشيا للدون هي labada arrimood ma ugu adagtahay innaka ma guurayna diyaar miyaan inaan guurno berrito arrinta saddexaad oo meeshan taalla waxaa weeye waxaa la rabaa healthcare-da in la joojiyo waxaa la rabaa daycare-da in la joojiyo waxaa la rabaa caafimaadka oo dhan in la joojiyo waxaa la rabaa dad 3 qof 4 qof in contract lagu siiyo mid daycare mid transportation midna home health care maxaynu qabanaynaa innagu amerikaan baan nahay marti ma nihin dalkeenni baan joognaa waa inaan dagaalanaa codkeennan isku difaaci karnaa inaan isdifaacno weeye inaan dagaalanno weeye qof kasta oo codayn kara waa inuu codeeya kaan codayn karinna kaan codayn kara inuu yidhaahdo codee weeye darawalka traagga wada waa inuu codeeya early codeeya maalintii jooga waa inuu la kaxeeya oo codeeya waxaad codaynaysaa inaad tidhahdid yaan u goodaa republica governor maaha body line wax la yidhahdaa jira marka la wadayo democrat waa ka baxay
That's where I get the energy, I hope. Yeah. So a couple of things. My uncle said 3 main things. One is, do we believe in that when a single mother is, struggling to raise her kids or put her kids through a daycare? Because there are people that are fighting against that to make it harder for families and for mothers to be able to get credit for healthcare. Also, healthcare is another big issue. Obviously, the Republicans have done everything they can to fight against Medicaid expansion. We have someone who's running for Governor Mike DeWine who actually does not believe in pre-existing conditions, which is, I don't know if most of you guys know, but almost everyone here does have some level of a pre-existing condition. If you don't know that, you probably do if you get yourself checked. So it applies to everyone. That affects every single individual. So healthcare, making sure that we have access to quality education. So do we believe in that? Because that is the ultimate thing.
I believe in that. I believe in that.
And also, the last thing my uncle said was basically that we're not guests here. We are Americans. We're a nation of immigrants. Everyone, I mean, if people came here, no matter how far back you go, everyone here is an immigrant. It's just a matter of when they came here. Whether you're Irish, Italian, German, it doesn't matter where you came from. We're a nation of immigrants. So we're not any less American than any other community. And that we have to put that out there and make sure that we're voting, that we're involved, that we're active, that we're engaging communities and people that are not able to vote, but they're not trying to vote, that may not want to seek out voting. Because I think in the 2016 election, we know now more than ever that there are actual consequences to elections. We know that. We're actually living in that currently. So, that matters absolutely. So make sure that you're coming out to vote, you're engaging your communities. And he's a big fan of you, obviously. You can tell. Okay, perfect.
What's that?
So hopefully we can mingle for a little bit and then we're all set.
Yes, I know. Is that what she whispered to you? She got to whisper that. She's gonna yell that. Okay. Yes. Should we get one pic? Can I?
Yeah, we're gonna take.
Hold on. Can I get what they call a selfie? If I can get that, yes. How do you say selfie in Somali?
Someone lower that shit. It's not a.
Hold on. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to start the video and introduce Mr. Muhammad, okay? And then I'm going to spin around like this, and I would like everybody to make some noise and wave, okay? Can you all make noise? Can you make a lot of noise so people in New Jersey hear you?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Here we go.
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Muhammad and Mr. Muhammad. These are Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Abdul. Abdul, Mohammed and Abdul.
Yes,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Make it easy.
This is Mr. Mohammed, Mr. Abdul, two great leaders in the Somali community here in Columbus, Ohio. And this is some friends.
I watched.
You did?
I watched.
Oh,
yeah.
that's great.
Good fight. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Thank you so much. Are they? Okay.
Oh, yeah, question, please, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Please, please. Okay. Yeah, he can.
Yeah. I'm Somali American. I love Somalia and I love America.
Yes.
What can you do for Somalia?
That's the right question. That is the right question. Because just I want everybody to know, I am a member of the Foreign Relations Committee, and we deal with a lot of the Somali issues. And we all know that the Somali community here, just like the Irish community, is often connected to Ireland and cares about what happens. Russian community here cares about what happens in Russia. It is right for us as Americans all to care about other countries. Somalia is going through a difficult time. There is tremendous violence. Al-Qaeda's affiliate there, Al-Shabaab, is destabilizing the nation. You have a new election that just happened. That a government that's trying to get control, but you have provinces right now that there's some conflicts. On top of that all, we have problems with humanitarian issues. We're suffering now with a lot of hunger in the region, with a lot of people's livelihoods being undermined. People that used to live on the land and have dignity in self-sufficiency, now because of the conflicts in the region and a lot of the other challenges, some of them environmental, is becoming more difficult. The whole Horn of Africa now is facing challenges. And so your question about what can we do, I just want our nation to understand that patriotism is love of country, but love should not stop at the borders. America has always been a nation, for generations, Republican and Democratic presidents, who've understood that we have a moral obligation on this planet, and also understood that if we don't get involved in other nations, often those problems could end up being our problems. In other words, the instability in the Middle East came back and haunted us when it comes to terrorist acts on this soil. And so what I am fighting for, along with other members, is to try to fight against some of the changes that Donald Trump is trying to make. Because I'm telling you right now, when you have a president that disrespects other nations, that literally calls African nations by derogatory names, who is trying to pull back humanitarian aid to help government and civic institutions, when he's trying to shift our State Department and bring it down, that is wrong. We in America have an obligation, especially in areas that could come back and have an impact upon American safety, American security. Martin Luther King said something. He said that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That we are all caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a common garment of destiny. We know this when Ebola breaks out in East Africa, that is not going to be contained to one country. It could literally create a global pandemic. And so if we are not proactively working on global health issues around the country, that could come back and haunt us. We've seen how terrorism in the Middle East, often coming from instability in countries, often coming from poverty and famine and people turning to extremism and terrorism, that if we could get involved in countries often and reduce those conditions that are creating the instability, we wouldn't have to pay so much more on the back end through military intervention. So yes, the United States needs to continue its work to working with the Somali government to fight Al-Shabaab. I'm committed to ending terrorism in our globe. But I also am smart enough to know, as most Americans are, that one of the best ways to undercut the instability that creates strength for Al-Shabaab is to give humanitarian aid. Because when people have a livelihood, when people have the dignity of work, when people have access to clean water, they can't often be corrupted by people who want to twist the beautiful faith of Islam. They want to twist those ideologies and rile them up into terrorism. And so the two things I want to do, we want to continue to help to provide stability. We want to continue to provide humanitarian aid. We want to continue to support governments that are going to establish democracies. And on top of that, we want to fight against terrorism. I will do that. I will. Okay, good.
Canvassing effort right after.
Sure. Can I get a quick picture? Sam Chip, I'm on the school board here.
Oh, Sam.
No, will you be in the picture?